Hey, it's Gordon Goodwin, and I just got through listening to the Princeton High School Studio Combo play the Little Phat Shuffle, brought to you by those guys. I enjoyed your performance very much. You know, the chart is not easy. It's challenging, and we usually use that when the Little Phat Band does gigs. We use that to open up our show. And it cracks me up that sometimes we haven't played it for a while, and the horns get to that opening lick, and all that stuff. It can wake you up. Put it that way. So, a couple things. The groove was great. That shuffle groove was really cool. The piano player did a nice job of playing those offbeats. It's kind of a style that I heard by an artist named Louis Prima. Probably never heard of him, but he had a band back in the 50s, and he did that. His piano player played the bass line, doubled the bass, and the right hand went ding 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 ding, which kind of gives a nice shuffle, swingy shuffle groove. And the drummer plays along with that, and the bass player's playing the quarter notes with the piano left hand. You guys did a nice job of that. I would say the mix that I had on the video you sent, the drums were not loud enough. Not for me. I like to push the drums up a little bit more. So a lot of times in a jazz context, the drums are in the back of the band, either the back of the big band or back of the small group even. So as listeners, we hear them with a little more distance, and they sound a little more ambient. But on a record, especially one that's kind of a little more of a pop production technique, drums got to go forward. Drums are like really loud and present on most pop music. That's kind of philosophy that we've had with the Phat Band and the Little Phat Band. So I would have liked to hear the drums a little louder to help kind of propel that groove. I could tell that what the drummer was playing was great. Time, fills, solo, everything was top notch. Thank you for that. Could have been louder. Guitar player also would like to have heard you a little bit louder too in the mix. I could, not all the time, but sometimes you doubling the horn line, which I saw you doing. Good stuff. A little more in the mix would help make that hybrid color of the three horns plus guitar. Bass level was good. The horns came off a little bit loud, even though if the drums come up, maybe they'd be okay where they were. Now, the horn lines in general were pretty good, but they weren't really good. The precision left some room for improvement. So if you have a triplet lick like in the opening, it isn't. So you put little accents on each of those beats, probably, right? The accents probably aren't written, but these are things that you start to intuit as you learn about this music and what makes it come alive. A little scoop on that note. Helps make it sassy, the kind of bluesy slurs and scoops and stuff like that are important. But whatever you do, all three of you horn players have to do it together as a unit, which means you really have to listen to one another, or better yet, talk about it. How long do you want that scoop to be? And you guys kind of experiment with it until you find something that works for you. The trombone part is high. Now, I wrote it for Andy Martin and Francisco Torres, and those guys can play up there all day, Did a great job playing up in the stratosphere up there. And so thank you for that. Great job for that. Solos were actually pretty good. The tenor solo was very good. I would like to say that there are both of you guys in your solos, the trombone and the tenor, did a nice job of using motivic development in your solo. So you play a phrase and you kind of repeat it or maybe alter it a little bit to build upon it. That's all good. However, that works as a launching technique into your solo, right? So in other words, if I'm doing a solo, da do da da do da da do da do da 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 do da do da da do da. Pretty soon you're going to want to hear something else. And when we're improvising on this music with an eighth note swing, eighth note pulse, eventually you need to go da do da do da do da do da do da do da da do da do da 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 do ba do da 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 do ba do da da. Eighth note pulses. Both of you guys need to think about getting your game up enough so you can execute eighth note phrases. I'm not talking about a string of non-ending eighth notes. That's every bit as boring and repetitive. It's a combination of motivic statements with the excitement as the solo builds of a more eighth note pulse improvisation, which helps drive the groove. And when you're soloing, you have to, I believe, not feel like you're just going to float over the rhythm section and play with kind of rhythmic ambiguity. You got to lock with the rhythm section so that what you improvise also helps cement that groove and keep it going. So both of you should think about that. Now, this is a long form. The song is kind of long as it is. And I'm going to make an assumption from what I saw. The trombone solo got to the end of the first chorus, and then you played the solo break, and then instead of going to the drum solo, you kind of kept going into yet another chorus. When you kept going into the next chorus, you committed yourself for another, 46, 50 bars or whatever, however long it is, a significant chunk of time. So you've got to stretch your solo. It would be challenging for anybody to sustain a solo, one chorus, and then another chorus again on top of that with a 2-chorus arc. I did that to Eric Marienthal one time on a record. Similar groove, a tune we had called That's How We Roll. Same kind of shuffly groove. And I kind of misjudged it and gave him 2 choruses. He nailed it, but it was a long solo. Probably too long, I should have caught that. But I think maybe that might have been a misjudgment and you guys kind of weren't sure, are we going on, are we stopping, or he's supposed to get 2 choruses. I'm recommending 1 chorus per solo on this song. That's going to be plenty, I think. Into the drum solo. Drum solo was great. You guys are going behind the drum solo and all that. That's kind of a cool thing. We do it on our gigs. It's really effective. And it's really fun for the piano to go keep time. The drummer's like, pow, on top of that groove. It's really a fun thing. So by and large, really great. The video was good. But I do want to talk about one thing regarding the video. The camera placement for everybody was actually very good. I could see your faces. I could see your instruments. The lighting was pretty good most of the time. Actually, about the drummer was kind of a side view and the camera was a little bit far away. I know you want to get the whole drum kit in there, a lot of it. That's kind of the problem. The piano player had a good angle so I could see the keyboard and see the pianist as well. But what I also saw was a group of musicians that didn't look like they were all that into it. Here's you guys. Now, here's the thing. I'm kind of the same way when I play. I tend to get when I just kind of am playing, I tend to get my expression, my countenance, if you will, seems a little bit just kind of indifferent, but I'm feeling good about the music, but my face isn't showing it. And I've learned I better fix that. Some guys, when you watch them play, they're just, they're just smiling and they're just energized by the music. That's what we want to see. I really would like you to think about getting that, reflecting the gratitude that you have that you get to play music and the joy that you get from playing music. This is a key thing. I'm not saying it's more important than playing the best you can, but it's a component. Especially, are you going to get on stage? Are you going to play in front of people? Because you know what? You're competing with pop artists and rock and roll and hip hop guys who are performing, even if their music is crap, they look like they mean it. They look like they really want to be there, right? You guys need to do that too. And on video, you are lacking the live energy to even get on stage when you guys are all on the same stage playing and you're kind of feeling each other's energy. So you have to fake it. I've done a lot of this video stuff, and I've talked to my guys in my band. I go, you guys need to act involved. You need to look around, move your body to the music, even when you're not playing. Sell it. And I realize also part of it is your age, the stage of development that your brain is in, and that your emotional state is. I was the same way, man. In high school, I was just kind of sussing it out, kind of making my way through my world, figuring out who I was, what I believed in, all that stuff. The sooner you get to a point in your life where you can enjoy it and appreciate everything and not let your concerns, your worries, any of that stuff infect your music. Leave it off the bandstand, right? I'm not saying you ignore your problems or your concerns. You do need to take a hard look at those. But if you can find a sense of optimism in your life, that's going to be so valuable for you going forward in your music and off the bandstand as well. Music, though, music is magic. It can give you that optimism. It can give you that hope, right? We've had a bad year. Everyone's been locked up with masks and not being able to see everybody and have the kind of things that we used to enjoy. There's a lot of reasons to complain about things in the world. Complaining is cheap. Let's find the good things in the world. Music is definitely one of them. So I hope you can think about that as you think about the message that I'm portraying when I'm on stage, when I'm in the band room. Do I really want to be here? Do I show that I really want to be here? Do I show my appreciation to my other bandmates, to my director, all that stuff? Some thoughts for you guys. Thanks so much for playing Little Phat Shuffle and for participating in the National Jazz Festival. Hope to hear you guys play again soon. This is Gordon. See you later.